You are lying awake at 3 in the morning scrolling through Zillow on your phone. The blue light burns your eyes, but you keep going. House after house after house, all of them too expensive, all of them out of reach. And in the back of your mind, there is this thought, this constant whisper, just wait. The crash is coming. Everyone says so. Just wait a little longer. So you wait. Another month, another year, and your rent goes up. Again. I need to tell you something nobody else is going to say. The crash you are waiting for might never come, and even if it does, you are probably thinking about it completely wrong. Right now, the median age of a first-time home buyer is 40 years old. 40. Back in 1991, it was 28. That is a 12-year gap. 12 years of rent payments, $300,000 minimum, just gone, and you have nothing to show for it. But here is where it gets interesting. When people hear the word crash, they picture something catastrophic. Foreclosures everywhere, houses selling for half price. That is not reality. That is a movie. Let me take you back to 2008, the worst housing crash in modern American history. You know how much home prices dropped nationally? 20 to 30%. That is it. The ones who got destroyed were not the people who bought homes and held on. They were the ones who bought with zero money down, took out adjustable rate mortgages they could not afford, and panicked when prices dipped. They were gambling, not investing. So when someone asks me, should I buy now or wait for the crash, I tell them the same thing. You are asking the wrong question, because here is what actually matters. Time, not timing. Time. Every single month you wait, two things happen. Your rent money disappears, and home prices keep moving. Even if prices crash 20% next year, they have already gone up 60% over the last 5 years in most markets. Do the math. You are not winning by waiting. I know someone who did this. Smart guy. He was convinced the market would collapse in 2020, so he waited. Prices in his city went up 40%. His rent went up 30%. Now, he needs double the down payment he would have needed back then. He did not avoid a crash. He created his own disaster by waiting for one that never came. And this is the part that haunts me. People are so terrified of losing 10% in a potential crash that they will happily lose 30% by waiting. Fear does not care about logic. Fear does not care about math. You want to know the real difference between people who build wealth through real estate and people who do not? Behavior. Patience. Not panicking. The ones who win buy something they can afford in a place they want to live, and they stay there. 5 years minimum. 10 is better. Because here's the truth. Short-term price movements do not matter if you are not selling. Your house drops 15% next year. So what? You are living in it, building equity with every mortgage payment. And in 10 years, that dip is invisible. But if you are stretched so thin that you can barely make the payment, or you bought because some influencer told you real estate always goes up, then yeah, a crash will wreck you. That is not investing. That is gambling. So let me ask you something. Can you actually afford the monthly payment? Not barely. Comfortably. Do you have stable income? An emergency fund? Are you staying put for at least 5 years? If yes, then stop trying to outsmart the market. You cannot do it. Nobody can. Not the experts, not the analysts, not the guy on YouTube screaming about the crash. They are all guessing. But if you are buying because you are scared of missing out, or you think you can flip it in 2 years, then wait. Get your head straight first. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Even if a crash happens tomorrow, rents will not drop. Rents almost never go down. So you are bleeding money either way. The question is whether you are building equity while you bleed, or just making your landlord richer. And if the crash does not come, if prices stay flat or keep climbing, you just delayed your wealth building by years for nothing. I'm not saying buying is always right. Sometimes renting makes complete sense. But if you are renting purely because you are waiting for some perfect moment, you are sabotaging yourself. The perfect moment does not exist. It never has. What does exist is this: a house that fits your budget, a neighborhood you like, a payment you can handle, and time to let it compound. That is it. Boring, not flashy, but it works. When the next crash does come, The people who will be fine are the ones who bought homes they could afford and stayed put. The people who will not be fine are the ones who overextended and made decisions based on fear. So maybe the real question is not, should you invest or stay out? Maybe it is this: are you ready to stop letting fear run your financial life? You cannot control what the market does tomorrow, but you can control whether you are still renting at 40, wondering where the time went, or whether you made a decision years ago when everyone else was frozen with fear, waiting for a crash that either never came or did not matter anyway. The choice is yours. It always has been.